A surge of coyote sightings has some people in Riverdale, Iowa on edge.
City leaders are looking to eliminate that problem. That is tonight's top story. A Scott County conservation officer says sightings are up around the county. He says there are more coyotes and more people outside to see them. That's because of warmer temperatures this winter. Local 4's Grace Runkle joins us in our studio with what people in Riverdale want to see. Grace?
Jim, Tiffany, one neighbor tells me he sees coyotes 4 to 5 times a week, and he says it's never been this bad in Riverdale before. So on Tuesday, City Council will look at hiring a company to come in, trap, and kill the coyotes. They haven't hurt anyone yet, but a family dog had a very close call. 12-year-old Prancer breathes a little heavier than she used to, but that's a small price to pay for surviving a coyote attack. Dawn Adams says her husband let Prancer out in their backyard early one morning after Thanksgiving.
She came in right away, kind of hunched over, and when he looked to just the edge of our patio, there was a coyote just sitting there staring at him.
It wasn't long before he noticed Prancer's neck was bleeding.
I'm assuming the coyote somehow had a grip of her neck. His tooth actually punctured her trachea. The vets were like, we're not used to coyote attacks around here.
We found coyote tracks in the field that Dawn says kids walk through on their way to school. But the only real coyote we saw was this one, on display at the Putnam Museum. Scott County Conservation Officer Jeff Harrison says the coyotes feel safe here. There's no hunting in city limits.
They have basically a giant refuge with the city limits because they can come in here, they're not going to be pressured, they're not going to be hunted, and the more they see humans, the more they become used to them, where they're not going to run off.
Harrison says trapping laws would have to change to really impact the population. But until the coyotes are back under control, Dawn says there's one thing you can do.
You just don't let your dog out unattended.
The conservation officer says if you are seeing coyotes near your house, take in your bird feeder. Mice eat the feed that falls to the ground, and that's what brings in the coyotes. In the studio, Grace Runkle, Local 4 News.